aka Evie the Geeker, and welcome to another episode of Talking Hoops in the Sip. That's right, Talking Hoops in the Sip. Man, I don't know if I can get more excited than I am tonight. Tonight, I have this is like, to me, going to be our biggest show yet. We have so many special young people on the show tonight. And man, that's what it's all about. They just got through finishing their 2022 high school state championships. And they have come to the big house, what we call the big house in Jackson, Mississippi, and they have all tasted victory. They've all come away with what they call the gold ball. We have coaches, we have players, and I'm just really excited. In just a few seconds, I'm getting ready to introduce them. What I need everybody to do that's watching the show right now, I need you to go to our YouTube channel. And if you have any questions or anything that you want to ask, join our live chat. And we need you getting involved. We're going to be on our live chat. I mean, it's going to be an explosive show. And I'm just really excited about it. We got all type of, like I said, guests. And I'm just waiting on a few other people to come in. But I'm going to go ahead and introduce in just a second. But before I do that, I want to talk about our sponsor, Tatum and Wade Law Firm, located at 124 East Meade Street, right here in Jackson, Mississippi. Tatum and Wade Law Firm are real lawyers who get real results. I say if you want to get paid, then you need to go to Tatum and Wade. Listen, I can't contain myself. We have so many stars on here. It's so bright up in here. I didn't even have to turn my lights on. It was so bright in here with all these young people and these beautiful young ladies and these coaches, just talented. Like I just was privileged to watch them play. So let me get right with the introductions. From Bakersfield, they are 2023, class of 2023. They won their first girls championships. They were part of this. Please welcome to the show, Laylee and Aaliyah Moody. How you doing, ladies?
We're good. How are you?
Man, doing wonderful. Like I said, I told you guys early on the air, I'm a little old school. And I remember I have a 30-year-old daughter and a 26-year-old daughter. And I remember several nights, several days watching reruns of The Parent Trap with the Olsen twins. And you guys look just like them. When they do the remake, there's no question that you guys ought to audition. And I think you will get the part. And for those of you watching at home, Laylee is in the bun. See, I know that. And Aaliyah has the long hair out today. So see, so I got to learn, I can't tell them apart, so that's why they call them twins. So we welcome them to the show. Also, another pair of sisters who I'm sure some people may say are twins, but they're not. They're a year apart. But we have the Johnson sisters from Booneville High School. They won a state championship this past week as well. Welcome to the show, Kylie and Kaylee, or Kaylee and Kylie, because Kaylee is older, and we got to mention Kylie second. I'm sorry for mentioning you first, Kylie, because we give respect to the older. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing good.
That's great. It's good to see you. I met you guys a while back, and you have, I know your mother Amanda, your father Chip. Is that correct? Did I get it right? See, I got a memory right there. We didn't even talk about that, but I remember them. So welcome to the show. We have, let's see here. Let's see who else we have. Okay. Oh, yes. We have, I would call her, let's see. How do I want to describe her? Would I call her the queen of hairstyles, the queen of color? I mean, we got blonde, we got red, and today we have black. Please welcome to the show, Miss Charity Hinton from Meridian. I don't want to say diva because people have that, but oh man, the fashioneer of Mississippi sports. Miss Hinton. How are you doing today, Charity?
I'm good.
Then we also have, because we always introduce the ladies first, you know, I think this young lady should be the Gatorade State Player of the Year. I've enjoyed watching her play the last 2 years. And when you're a really good player, she was a really good player when I saw her last year. But then I saw her improve I saw her improve her body, her speed, her quickness, her overall game. Please welcome to the show, Miss Debrisha Poe. How you doing, Miss Poe?
I'm good.
That's great. Miss Poe has, I think, tell me if I'm right. You got to help me out because sometimes my memory, is challenged. You have a twin named DeMarcus, correct?
Yes, sir.
See, we got two, like pretty much. See, Moody's, we got they are what? Fraternal twins? Is that what it is? See, I got it right. And DeMarcus, by the way, is better than Debrisha. But anyway, we're not going to go into that right now. So also, then we have another, and by the way, Mississippi State signing Debrisha Poe. Let me not forget that because these Mississippi State fans be like, man, you forgot to mention us. Hail State. No, Hail Meridian right now, the Wildcats, like until you get there. But then we also have on the boys' side, like here's a young man who, to be honest with you, I and others have been somewhat critical because we see his immense talent, his enormous talent. And sometimes, up until last year, I would say he underachieved, in my opinion, in the regular season. He's a chiller. He's so cool. He's so smooth. But then I realized he is a killer. He is not a chiller. He just waits till he gets to the big house to say, no, I'm going to put on my big boy's pants now. And this is where I get it done, Evie. Shut up talking. I'm going to handle my business. Please welcome to the show, Clinton Arrow's own Mississippi State signing, Kamani Hamilton. Kamani Hamilton. What's up, Kamani?
What up? What up? What up?
Man, I like Kamani. Like I said, you make me look good, man. I'm happy you're on the show. And so now to the coaches. These are the ones that get it done. They are the ones that influence these kids. They are teachers, they're parents, they're just whatever. And they are so important. And these two young coaches, I'm telling you, I have so much respect for, like gobs of respect. First, I want to introduce a young lady who led the Meridian Lady Wildcats to their first ever in school history title. I came and watched her practice. She is a next level coach, no doubt about it. She will not be in high school much longer if she doesn't want to be. She's a college level coach. She's special. She knows the game at a high level. I respect her a lot. Please welcome to the show, Denisha Faulkner. How you doing, Coach?
Hi, Evie. How are you?
Hey, great. Like I said, me and my coach, Coach Johnson, said that if we need to bring our kids to come watch you guys practice man-to-man defense and y'all help defense because you like it was unbelievable what you guys and how you play. And I remember coming to your practice and I remember watching, I said, ooh, they next level, and so I'm really glad to have you on the show. And this next young man who I just want to just say this, man, he means so much to me. And he doesn't even realize it. I met him a couple of years ago when I first moved to Clinton back in 2016. He was a junior high coach over at Clinton Junior High. Man, just a big 6'7" humble giant. Every time I spoke to him, he was just real nice, real just cool, real unassuming. And I was so happy when the Clinton job came open. And he's a guy who's been loyal to the program, been looked over probably several times. He got the job, and boom, in his first year, what does he do? He doesn't do anything but lead the Arrows back to another state champion. Please welcome to the show, Leonard Taylor. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great, man. Glad to be here.
Man, we are glad to have you. And so last but not least, let me introduce our other co-host, my guy Cordarius Jones from DC Bucks. What up, Cord?
What up, Coach?
And the man, the myth, the legend, none of the owner of the Mississippi Hoop Report, the guy who's been around longer than all of us. He has now replaced me as the oldest guy on the show at 72 years of age. Please welcome to the show, Lavelle Shoes Johnson. What up, Shoes?
Why you do you like that, Shoe?
You're killing me. You're killing me. You're killing me.
Shoes, you older than
What's
me.
going on, Leonard?
So anyway, hey, well, I want to start. I want to get right into it.
Hey, EV,
Like
if you don't tell, but EV, if you don't tell them that, they don't know it.
You're right.
EV,
That's my fault.
if you don't tell them I'm older than you, they won't know it.
I don't know, Shoes. Like people don't realize that I'm like when I tell them my age, they be like, "You that old?" Because I just, I act so much younger. Only reason I got a little gray here, but I think if people stood beside each other, we stood beside each other, I think they would think you look older. I don't know. But we'll do that test one day. But let me load live chatters real quick. Ariana Patton, Coach Faulkner said, "Hey, Coach." And Ronaldo Taylor said, congratulations, state champions. Then we have Atario Warren and Tiffany Turner giving hearts out. And then Valerie Jackson says, great job, Clint Arrows. So make sure you guys get on the chat and ask questions and shout outs. We'll try to make sure we do that throughout the show. All right, going right to it. Let's go back to Bakersfield. Bakersfield won their first state championship with the twins, Laylee and Aaliyah. Laylee, talk to us. Laylee, let me go to you first. Laylee unfortunately tore a PCL about 6 weeks ago, and she wasn't able to participate in the game. But Laylee, talk to me a little bit about your experience, even from the sideline, and seeing your teammates hoist the gold ball this week, and tell me your emotions. And then Aaliyah, you scored 13 points in the game. Tell me how you felt playing in the game, and after you knew you had won the game, your emotions as well.
Well, I saw my teammates play out there, and they were just giving it their all. And I was just cheering them from the sideline. And it was a good feeling to see them succeed and getting that gold ball. Winning that gold ball made me feel really proud of all our hard work, and made me very happy.
Like, who did you guys, tell me a little bit, tell me, who did you guys beat in the Final Four, the game before the semifinal game?
Are you talking about the game before the state champion?
Before the state championship.
Before the state champion? I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Did you, like, what? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It's like a Verizon, the old Verizon. Can you hear me now? Who did you guys play before you won the game in the championship? Tell me who you played then, and then who did you beat in the championship? I should know this myself. Maybe Shoes will help us because he's got the papers probably right there. But I'm right now, I'm drawing a blank. Cord, you know who they played? Do you know who did you guys play in the semifinal?
I'll tell you in a minute.
We're gonna look and find that out. See, I always ask some questions. I told you, I just ask questions, come off the top of my head sometimes. But while they're doing that, let me ask you guys this. I like how we get the help from the people. Let me ask you guys
Who
this.
played Lumberton?
Lumberton.
Played Lumberton.
There it was. Did you hear? Yeah.
We played Evans.
So you guys Lumberton, and then you beat
I
Mac
ain't want to be
Evans.
wrong. I thought it was
Yeah.
it. I thought it was
That's what it
Lumberton,
was.
but I
You
ain't
know
wanna
what?
be
I
wrong.
like how you guys think. Leah, can you hear me? Aaliyah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I like how you think. You just beat them so bad, you just forgot about them. That's kind of what it was. I like how you, man, I don't remember. That was the last game. Our coach told us to prepare for the next game. Man, we don't know who we play. We just go out there and beat them. Is that y'all swagger? Is that what it is? Is that what we win? Moody, tell us a little bit about Coach Cliff Little. What kind of coach is he, and how did he got like him coaching two games? I think that's amazing that he's able to coach two teams and win two state championships in one day. Talk to me a little bit about Coach Little and his preparation for you guys, and then going on and preparing for the men, for the boys as well.
Well, he's really I guess he's really I explain it. We watch a lot of film. We're always really prepared, and we work hard in practice.
Okay. You want to add something to that, Layla?
Yeah, he just shows us tough. Like he gives us tough love. And yeah, we watch a lot of film and work really hard in practice.
Okay, awesome. Well, listen, you guys are 2023, so you have yourselves and Aisha Stafford coming back. Probably with how many other girls you got coming back next year?
We have Hannah Seago, Goldie Butler, Marley McAllister, and a few others.
So let me ask you this. Are you going to say on the show tonight, are we looking for a repeat?
Yes, sir. We're
Cool.
looking for a repeat.
Okay, cool. I like that. I like the comment. I like how Layla jumped in and was like, no, I'm not going to wait on you this time. I got it. Yes, we're getting a repeat. Well, we appreciate you guys. You guys jumping on. We'll come right back to you. But I want to jump on to the next. And I know y'all probably like, whew, let me get to the next. Please get off of Bakersfield. We're going to go to Booneville. We're going to ship right over to Booneville, and we're going to go to the Johnsons. Hi, Kaylee and Kaylee and Kylie.
We're good.
Who do I need to get on for naming you guys, Kaylee and Kylie, to mess up, mess up who I'm talking to today? Is that Amanda or Chip?
I don't really know.
Has anybody ever told you guys are Chip off the old block?
I know.
Okay, y'all seeing my age there. So that's an old saying that they say. Listen, let me ask you this. You guys won a state. This is your second state championship. You won one last year with Ingomar. Now, Kylie, I think if I can recall, you were injured last year, correct?
Yes, sir.
With an ACL or something. So you did not play in that state championship game last year, correct?
Yes, sir.
This year you were able to play. Talk to me about a little bit about not playing, watching all year, watching, not actually being in the game, but then now watching, getting back healthy, and actually being able to play in the game. Talk to me about the two different sets of emotions. One as a spectator, and then one as a player.
Definitely spectating is a little bit harder when you're wanting to play. So I think though being able to watch everybody get excited and me being able to get excited for my teammates while I was sitting on the bench it really helped my perspective of being grateful for the time that you do get to play. And I think when I did get to play that I just didn't take it for granted and that every moment counted. It just made it that much more special.
Wow, that's awesome. Talk to me about your emotions, Kaylee, about, winning back-to-back titles.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Sitting on the bench is, like she said, way harder to watch, but I'm so proud for my teammates and how they came out with the win, and I was really glad that we won.
That's awesome. So, Booneville, your coach, and give me his name again. Y'all got to help me.
Michael Smith.
Michael Smith, my guy Mikey. But anyway, no, I'm just messing with you. We give nicknames around here. How does he prepare winning? Becoming, not only he also won the boys state championship as well in the same day. How does he prepare you guys? What's the kind of preparation level for you guys?
I think it definitely helps having 6 coaches because he kind of splits it up between the rest of them. But we definitely watch a lot of film. We're always very prepared. Both teams are. And I think it just helps that the boys and the girls team is real close. And I think you can definitely say that if you come to our games. We're always cheering the boys on. They're always cheering us on. So I think not being jealous of each other really helps. And we're just a family at Booneville. So I think everybody kind of just pitches in and we get the job done.
Okay, awesome. That's it. You said something about family and like being, together. That is important because I see a lot of. So what you're saying, most of the young ladies on your team get along.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah, we're definitely.
I like how y'all said that. Like y'all said that like y'all twins like the Moody's over there. Oh yes, sir. I mean, it's like y'all said that right on cue. Like we had prepared that. We didn't prepare that. How many players? How does your team look for next year? Are you guys really young? I know you guys are coming back, but do you have a lot of?
We'll have 2 seniors next year.
We'll have Jonesy will be a senior and Hallie Burns will be a senior. And then me and Ava Kate are both going to be freshmen coming back, the coach's daughter. And Kaylee will be back, but she'll be a junior. So we definitely have a lot of people coming back. So
can I hear the same thing that the Moody's said? Moody's already have said Bakersfield is going to repeat. So is Booneville going to repeat?
Definitely.
Cool. I love it. I love the energy. All right. We're going to move right along to the Meridian Lady Wildcats. We'll start with Miss Hinton, I'm looking at her ceiling right now. And now I see her back here as she's texting or being on Instagram or anything like that. I know she's doing that because that's what she does when she fools with. That's how she fooled with me anyway, but that's a whole nother story. Charity, talk to me a little bit about this year and, last year or the last few years, it's been you guys, as the old saying, you've been close, but no cigar. But this year, you guys got over the hump, got it done, and won the gold ball. Talk to me about your feelings last year, the disappointment and how you felt and how that fueled you to become a champion that you are today. And DeBreach, you got that same question.
Just I guess taking those losses as lessons. Coming up short in the semifinals 2 years in a row, that just fueled us even more to put more work in than we did the 2 years before, go harder than we did the 2 years before, want it more than we did the 2 years before. And I think that played a big part in how hard we played and how we were able to come out with the win.
DeBreach.
Well, it's basically what Charity said. I feel like that we wanted it because that hurt. That loss hurt us. So we just had to come into practice as soon as like March we started. And we was like, every day is like a championship practice, like a championship game. So we pushed each other and we just worked hard every single day. And it was some tough days, but we still toughed it out because we wanted to win.
DeBreach, I'll stay with you. Tell me one thing. I personally think the world of your coach, and I think she's really, really good. Tell me some things, or just one or two things that stand out to you about Coach Faulkner, her style, and how she's helped you mold you into the player that you are today.
Well, for one, Coach she believes in us, especially I know she believed in me. And that just inspires a player so much when you know your coach believes in you. It just makes you want to go hard because it makes you want to put in the work. And she loves the game of basketball, and her love for it, it just inspires us to keep going. And I just think I think the world of her too. Coach is an awesome coach. And she just pushes us every single day. She pushes us past our limits.
Share your thoughts on Coach Faulkner.
Yes, like Brisha said, she believes in us. I know me personally. Maybe when nobody else believed in me, I know she still did. And how she stays on us. She gonna push you to your full potential. Like she's not gonna let you be less than what you can be. And that's what I love about her.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, like, and I tell you, as a coach of 30 years, it's really good when you see your athletes, your players. Sometimes we feel like you're our children. Really buy in. That is a big deal. Buy in. And one of the things I realized that losers don't buy in. Winners buy in. And so if you are if you have a losing mentality, that means you haven't bought in somewhere along the way. And so it's good to see that there has been buy-in, because winners buy in. And so by you saying that about your coach, it says to me that you bought in. Moving right along, we're going to go over to the boy real quick, the boys side of it, our only boy on the show here tonight. He stands alone. Let me ask you this, Kamani. As I alluded to in introducing you, you having a father who was a high-level player as a high school player, a high-level college player, and then went on to have some stints in the NBA. Talk to me about the influence that your father has had in your life and in your game.
He had a real big influence on me because, he played at the level, so he been through everything I'm going through now. So he just, talked to me a lot, teach me a lot of stuff that he went through, stuff like that.
Tell me, like, when guys like myself and Shoes, let me back up, not Shoes. Because Shoes, let's scratch that. Shoes, and don't get me wrong when I say this, I've been a fan, but Shoes is really a fan. He's always kind of been in your corner. But guys like myself, and I'll say Talante, I'll just use and throw him in there. Talante, like, man, it wasn't me. But anyway, me, I'll be that. Like guys like me, who I think that you have pro potential. I really do. I've coached a couple pros, and I've seen pro potential, but then I've seen where I don't think you played to the level I think you should have played to. And me and your dad has had a few conversations about that. Talk to me how you dealt with that criticism constructively, and then just went on and said, man, I'm going to show y'all what I'm really about when the money's on the line.
I really just, stay focused, really, just soak in what everybody say, and just use it on the court and take it out on the people you're going against.
That's awesome. Talante, you got some more Shoes y'all want to add to any of them, or to I know Cord, I don't know where Cord is right now. Cord's probably taking a lunch break. He's supposed to be asking questions. I'm asking all the questions. The Cord is my other lady.
I went out there and took my break.
I know you took a nap. Usually you take a nap on the show, but you just went off and took a little nap. But go ahead and ask you a question. And Talante, I know they're tired of hearing my voice. Yeah, and then Corey, whenever you come back, we're here.
But Kamani, hey, watch out. But Kamani,
you're freezing.
He's freezing up.
Yeah, he's freezing up. Go ahead, Talante. We'll come back to Shoes.
All right, cool. Well, Kamani, congratulations to you and Coach on winning back-to-back. Can y'all just talk about, I was recording last night when you was walking around saying, we don't never quit. Can y'all just talk about, how much energy it took and mental toughness it took to come back from being down both games in the semifinal and the final?
It take a lot of energy. You just got to take it one play at a time, though. Because, you can't just keep looking at the scoreboard and think you just going to cut the lead down just quick. It's going to take some time, but you just got to, believe. Don't think the game over yet.
And for you, I know y'all were down 16 last night. But honestly, you never really looked like you were flustered. You know what I'm saying? Like you never really had no sense of panic on your face. And then I kind of knew you was gonna turn it on. You started talking trash with the point guard from Olive Branch, Landon Jefferson. I was like, oh man, they might turn up on these guys now. So can you just talk about flipping that switch second half? I know, Coach, y'all made a good adjustment. I thought coming out of the 1-2-2, putting Kamani at the top, I think it slowed them down a little bit because the first half they were really just running around getting buckets from everywhere. But I really think that was a good adjustment. So can y'all just talk about how it was in the locker room at halftime? And that's
Well,
what
at halftime in the locker room, we just were like, everybody keep their head up. Like, the game ain't over. We got 16 minutes left. There's plenty of time to make plays. And, you know, the game plan, when we switched to the 1-2, that was to slow them down, like you said. You know, it worked because they were just getting the ball and transitioning a lot of, you know, scores. So we had switched to 1-2 and slowed them down when we at the top. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He said it all. Like I say, I try to let the players know, you know, there's no one 13-point basket, no, you know, 120-point play. You know, don't get caught looking at the clock. Just chip away at it play by play. Let's get a score and get a stop. Get a score and get a stop. And before you know it, you kind of look up and the lead is going from like 13. The next thing you know, we're only down 6 or 4. Then, you know, the momentum is shifting our way and we just feeding off that. We had a lot of great fan support. And, you know, you play this game long enough, you know, basketball is a game of runs. And so we sustained the run here and there. And once we got the momentum on our side, them guys was rocking. Like I've been telling folks, longest time on the clock with them guys I don't have a single doubt that they're going to fight to the very end. And that's what they did these last 2 games. I mean, they just completely fought. We didn't worry about what the score was. And those guys just said, hey, they'll look up there. Hey, if it's time up there, we got time, no matter what it is. So that was the guys playing like they did.
Sorry, guys, my pad died on me. I had to switch over to my phone.
And it looked like you came back some new gear. What gear you got on there?
Right. I do not know about all that. You need some blue, white, and red on.
No, baby. Purple and gold all the way. The cut man bleed purple and gold. Swag champs 2021, 2022 swag regular season champs. We playing for March Madness now.
Hey man, that's your swag love, baby.
I wanted to ask Kamani. Kamani, you know, y'all did this 2 games in a row, but you know, unfortunately for you, you fouled out in the last game in the semis, and they still, you know, pulled it out. Tell me what it felt like over there watching them make that run and not being able to be part of it, and you know how much more it inspired you to step up and be a bigger part of the run last night.
Well, you know, when we started making runs and our fans, we were feeding off them. Like, we just started cutting the lead down more and more. So, you know, they were getting louder. You know, we still cutting the lead down, playing D, scoring, you know, just trying to make our way back in the game. And I knew when we got down like 4, we were going to win. They let it get too close.
Did missing that last run in the semis have you more fired up to be a bigger part of the run in the championship game? You know, missing the final part of the semi, did it kind of pump you up to be a big, you know, to be a bigger part of this run, the run last night?
Oh yeah, it did. Because after when they won that game, I had told them that I had them in the championship. So you know, I came through for them. And you know, it just made me want to get the championship even more after what they did.
Well, you definitely got it done. I got to bring in real quick the great Denise Faulkner. Ariana Patton says Coach Faulkner is definitely one of the best coaches. Just watching her all 4 years and seeing her hard work and dedication to us, her players, is just amazing after being denied 2 years. How do you feel, Coach Faulkner, when you hear some of your old players and some of the things that you know your players here said tonight about you? You know, talk to me a little bit how you feel about that, and then tell me, how does it feel finally, as they say, to get that monkey off your back?
Well, Evie, I don't know. They might be trying to get some money out of me or something. They're a little bit too nice, huh? But yeah, they're really great kids, and it's really genuine. We have a really good relationship, with all of my kids, all of my players. We're really like family. We have a really good relationship. As far as getting the chip off, getting it off my back, I'm just glad, like, Meridian has been chipping away at it, for quite some time now. There are a lot of people, a lot of coaches, a lot of former players that, put a lot of hard work into the girls program at Meridian and just didn't really seal the deal. But, it feels really good to know that, we were able to seal the deal this year, especially these kids, because these kids put in a lot of work, a lot of sacrifices. You mentioned, next level coach. I mean, these girls are next level players. They do the next level work. They have the two-a-days. They make the same, well, not the same, but they make very similar sacrifices that they're gonna have to make at the next level. So, I really think they deserved it. I think the city deserved it. Some of the former coaches, some of the former players, they all deserved it.
Well, you definitely, help prepare them. And as I'm reading more of Ariana Patton, she talked about how, as she's gone on to Jones Junior College, and shout out to Ariana, as Jones Junior College won their sixth straight Region 23 championship. And Ariana Patton, aka AP, was a major part of that. But she talked about how you prepared her for college, but then not only in basketball, but in life. Talk to us about you being more than just a coach, or do you feel like you're more than just a coach?
Well, I think you have to be, Evie, like, a lot of the lessons that we learn in basketball, it's not really about basketball. It's really about life. And I think as coaches, I think we're missing the boat if we're teaching if we're teaching these lessons to be used only in basketball games. I think we're really missing out, and we're selling these kids short if we do that. So whenever you get a chance, I mean, you just got to point it out. You have to point it out to them, and just hope that, as they move on in life, if they come across these issues, whether it's in basketball or in life, they'll just remember, a lot of the lessons that they learned through it. Basketball can be just a tool.
That's awesome. I want to shift over to you, Coach Taylor, as we're talking to the coaches real quick, and you guys have any questions for the coaches, feel free to jump in. But I want to ask you, Coach Taylor. Coach Taylor is someone, is not anybody that's familiar with your situation and familiar, and I kind of alluded to it as I introduced it. Clinton, I live in Clinton, and I understand sometimes, the Clinton community or basketball communities or just school systems in general. So we're just not going to pick out Clinton. We could be anybody, but they usually have that, when, this time of year, there's always speculation. Who's going to get the Clinton job? Who's going to get this job? Who's going to get that job? And I remember when the Clinton job came open, nobody was talking about Leonard Taylor. I'm just keeping it all the way 100. It was talking about this person, that person. And I remember asking somebody, man, would they give it to, Coach Taylor? Oh, man, nah, they look over him. They ain't going to do it. And I always said this, even I've been married for 27 years. It doesn't matter that I might not have been my wife's first choice. I might not have been her second choice, but I was the choice. And so I've been with her for 27 years. So it's all about being the choice. How do you feel as, like knowing all those things happen, but then you just stay focused, you stay, talk to me about that and how you just stay focused and was able to come back. It is much harder to bring somebody, sometimes it's hard to repeat, and that's what you did. How did you get that done?
I'm a firm believer in God's timing, man. I know a lot of times we are human. We want things to happen when we want them, right when we want them. And a lot of times, if I would have gotten this job earlier, it may not have produced the fruit that it produced now. I may have gotten it too soon. I may not have been ready. So I look at it like, hey, if I get passed over, it's just not my time yet. So I'm going to still stay down, stay grounded, keep learning my craft, keep getting better, keep learning how to develop a relationship with these kids and other coaches as well. And I think it finally paid off. It happened the way it was supposed to happen. And that's why I'm thankful and blessed to have this opportunity. And to answer your question about going back to back, it's definitely hard. That was the first thing that once I got this job, everybody instantly like, man, you gonna go back to back. I'm like, it's kind of tough when you lose 8 seniors off a team. Guys that know basketball know that it was a completely different team than we had last year. So those that knew, they was like, man, Taylor, just do your best. I know a lot of people writing y'all right back in there, but you lost a lot of pieces. But you still have some that you can do something with. And I knew that. So it was just being patient, man, working with the guys, them working with me. And like I say, they never quit believing in me, man. As I tried to instill in them, we gonna forever fight. No matter what the scoreboard look like, we gonna forever fight till it's over. And that's the mantra we had, in every interview I had, it was always, as long as it's time on the clock, I feel like we got a chance, because that's how I feel. We gonna fight until the clock hits 0. So I'm just, like I said, I'm thankful and blessed right now.
Leonard, let me ask you. Great year. Congratulations. You did a great job. The kids played. How you follow this up? I mean, you got, just like you had 8 seniors last year, you started 4 this year.
Woo.
How you follow this up?
It's tough, Shoes. You already know it. It's definitely gonna be difficult. I do believe Clinton has some good pieces coming up. We have some young guys. Kyra Hamilton, he's a 10th grader that started. He's a great piece. Tyler Nichols, number 12, as you all see, he's a great knockdown shooter, not scared of the pressure or the limelight. So I have some young pieces that's coming up, and we're real excited about it. So now it's just, hey, now that I'm here, we're going to try to get the ball rolling, get more in the weight room and things like that. We was moving kind of fast paced. By the last time they hired me last year, we was kind of right into the swing of summer ball. Didn't really have a lot of time to implement a lot of things like I wanted to. But I think we're going to be okay. We got some nice young guys coming up.
Delonte, you have anything for Coach Taylor or even Coach Faulkner?
Delonte sleep?
Nah, I don't got no questions. Y'all pretty much asked all the good ones.
Okay. Back to the Moody twins. Y'all still with us up there, Moody twins?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after hearing, some of your peers, you heard the Johnsons, you heard, Charity and Debrecia. Has Bakersfield played Booneville? Did Bakersfield play Booneville this year?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who y'all played them how many times?
2 times.
Who won?
We lost the first time and then won the second time.
Wow, I didn't know we had that going on the show. I like that. Y'all got me excited.
I knew that they had played earlier in the year, because Bakersfield boys actually beat Booneville boys twice this year.
Wow. So now let me get myself together here. Bakersfield is 1A, Booneville is 3A. Am I correct?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Moody's, do y'all play each other next year?
Yes, sir. I believe.
So talk to me. Can we just have a little friendly rivalry here just on the show? Are y'all gonna pop them again next year?
Hope so. Yes, sir.
I like how you said hope so. Let me go to the Johnsons now. Johnsons, are y'all gonna get y'all lick back against Bakersfield?
I think it'll be a competitive game.
Oh, Lord.
They being all nice, ATV.
Look at this. We don't do that on the Geeker. We don't do that on Talking Hoops in the SIP. So y'all don't want to talk no type of junk. I hear the parents in the background. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't let him talk you into it. You guys are friends. Don't do it. Don't do it. We're all fun and games here. But I like that. I mean, so how far is Bakersfield from Booneville?
15. Yeah.
How many?
15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Man, would y'all consider yourselves rivals then?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
The 2 of them in Baldwin. Baldwin is a rival too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the 2 of them in Baldwin.
And speaking of Baldwin, Tatiana Bean, who's the MVP of the game, she came from Baldwin, didn't she?
Yes, sir.
So Booneville had 3 transfers this year.
They worked the portal, EV. They worked
the portal. They did the high school transfer portal. and they picked up the Johnson sisters and Tatiana Bean and walked away with a gold ball. Okay, cool. Got you. I love it. Hey, that's the way of the world these days now. But,
yeah,
man,
that's drastic for Booneville to win 5 games, and then you pick up girls that won championships, and then you win another gold ball. So that's drastic. How many of y'all think y'all gonna finish with? How many rings you gonna get?
I got 2 more years, so I'm gonna get 2 more.
Okay.
I like that. I love that energy. Moody's, y'all got 2 more years or 1 more year, right?
One more year.
Are y'all gonna get another ring?
Yes, sir.
I love that. Oh, yeah, okay, now we got a little swagger. You notice how they got the swagger. Now I'm gonna go back to another question because I hear swagger. Swagger has been built up. Johnson versus the Moody's, 2-on-2. Who wins?
We will.
Okay, I love it. What do you got to say, Moody's?
I think we will.
Good. That's what I like to hear. See, there's nothing wrong with that. That's nice, fun. I think we will, because I think I'm better than all of you guys. I think I'm better than everybody on here. So that's how I feel. You know, I would beat Leonard Taylor. I would beat Shoes. Talante is too little. Kamani Hamilton, like, I got too much in my bag for him. So Charity, she just like baby. You know, I'm definitely babying her. I don't know. Yeah, Kamani, you can look up like all crazy. That's what I used to do to all my players. I don't do it no more because I just can't move as fast as I used to. I've eaten, like today I had a wonderful Sunday dinner. I had turkey meatloaf, some mashed potatoes smothered in the red sauce with sweet cornbread, some string beans, and some corn with a bottle of water.
Yeah, that sounds like you take a good nap after that.
Himself out the league, y'all. He ate himself out the league.
Right, that's my thing. So I'm telling you. So my thing to you is watch what you eat. You know, because you know I wasn't always this big, but I really appreciate you guys. You know,
hey, let me holler at Kamani right quick, DB. Let me ask Kamani something.
Okay. Well, hold on, Shu. Let me before you ask Kamani, we're gonna go back to Kamani. We're gonna go to Charity. Charity, real quick. I know that you're gonna be playing college basketball. And is that Debrisha? Okay, Debrisha's walking. I know you're going to be playing college basketball here next year. Tell me, and then Debrisha, if you can hear this as you're walking through your, you know, whatever, where you at, playing games and stuff. Tell me, how are you looking forward to getting ready to prepare and get ready for college? What are some things that you're going to be doing to get ready for college next year over these next couple months?
Oh, even though the season over, you know, we're still gonna be going to the gym 4th block, you know, just putting in work, trying to get better today and stuff like that.
Okay. Debrisha?
Well, I'm gonna be in the gym, like Charity said, 4th block, doing workouts, making sure I gotta get stronger as well, because I know on the college level they're bigger and stronger, and just trying to enhance my game.
Okay, awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. Before I let you guys go and I leave, I'm gonna stick with the thing. We always give our sponsor of the night. See, some of y'all don't know nothing about this right here. This Tahitian treat. See, it ain't nothing. You can't have some dinner without some Tahitian treat. You don't even find this in every store right here. Moody's, have y'all ever had some Tahitian treat fruit punch?
Straight juice though, baby.
Have y'all ever had Tahitian? This ain't no alcohol. Johnson's, have you ever had this?
We have never.
Hey, listen, Bakersfield and Booneville, like y'all people, make sure you go get you some Tahitian treat. I just want to say this, and this is not black and white, but I just got to tell y'all, every black family, everybody done had a little bit of Tahitian treat with their dinner. So y'all, Johnson, that is y'all assignment. Moody's, that's your assignment. You got to get you, because we're going to have y'all on the show next year. The next time I see you, you guys have had to have some Tahitian treat. Is that cool?
Okay, we got you. We'll try it.
And then the other thing you got to do is you got to come on the show and drink it just like that. And I'm telling you, when you do that, it's going to do something to you. I'm just totally, I'm being very serious.
We used to even eating and drinking on the show. I know it's new to you all, but to the rest of us, we used to be eating and drinking on the show. He eating something every week.
Debrisha, have you had some of this?
No, sir.
Dad, Hen, you ain't had no peas and trees?
You gotta go and have that thing every family man.
No, just like Powerade and that other, regular
Hey,
stuff.
y'all, you know what? It's a new school. Everybody else know. I bet you, Shoes, you had some of this?
I ain't had none of that, EV.
What's wrong with you?
You know what? You know what? I had some of the EV. We called it jungle juice back in the day.
Watch out now.
We called jungle juice back in the day.
Watch out now, that milk carton.
I done had some jungle juice too. Leonard, you ain't never had no Tahitian tree?
I had some Tahitian treat and that jungle juice and that milk carton. 75 cents.
You ain't had no
Tall
Tahitian
thing, Shoes. I know about you.
I done had some Tahitian tree before.
Man, the Tahitian treat ain't nothing to talk. Listen, hold on. Let me show y'all how to drink again.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. That's what we did
right there.
That's what we deal with every week.
Hey, well, before I let the Moody's and Johnsons and Charity and Debrisha go, and then we're gonna bring Kamani back. We have this thing, and we're gonna ask Leonard just to hold tight. But the Moody's, we have this thing what we call the last geek of the night. And so what you do with that is whoever you want to send shouts out to, your mom, dad, teammates, or whatever, your coaches, whoever, boyfriends, whatever, whoever you want to talk to, you have this moment in time on the Geeker, the pod, the Talking Hoops in the Sip, right now to share that. So go, Moody's. Give us your last geek of the night.
Shout out to our families. Is it any like ads or anything, or just?
Yeah, you can say whatever your shout, whatever it's on you.
I'll just shout out my family, my coach, and my teammates.
Okay.
Shout out to Coach Little and Coach Tracy and my teammates and my family and all the fans.
Okay, cool. Johnson's, shout out.
Shout out to my family and the community of Booneville and my teammates.
Shout out to my family, the whole Booneville and teammates and coaches.
Charity, your last geek of the night, whatever it can be. It can be about how, like, you can talk about like where you buy your hair from down on 5th Street in Meridian, the color. You can do whatever you want, like whatever your geek is.
I just want to shout out my teammates, my coaches, family, whole Wildcat Nation, because the whole Meridian came out to support us in that final game. So yeah.
Debrisha?
Well, dang, Chairman done took everybody. That's who I wanted to shout out to. But I guess I'm going to shout out to my brother, my brothers, parents, family. I'm giving a shout out to Samaya Harbor, latest one on the bench. Shout out to my teammates. I guess everybody, the Wildcat Nation, because they really did show out this year. They came out, supported us, and it was a good time.
Okay. Now, y'all welcome to stay on, or you can, I know y'all busy. You got all you lives. I see Poe is in the car, and I see the Johnsons and Moody's. You're welcome to stay on. We love to see, and if you stay on now, I can ask you more questions. But I just wanted to just give you guys that opportunity because I know you got school tomorrow, and I know some of you guys' bedtime is probably 8:30, and you're ready to go to sleep. You're getting sleepy, I don't know. Or you like my kids, they want to stay up all night. Go ahead, Shoes. You had something for Kamani.
It's funny because what I was about to ask Kamani was similar to what you just asked, the Risha and Charity. I mean, Kamani, the season's over. You've already signed with Mississippi State. I wanted to ask him, what's his focus now as far as preparing for moving on to that level? Just what's your focus? What are your thoughts and focus about getting ready for the next level?
Basically just staying in the weight room, and just sharpening my skills and making sure I'm ready for the next level.
You said stand in the weight room. Oh, you been in the weight room?
Come on now. You know.
Tell them, don't even play with you like that. Big gangster, man.
Yeah, he got jokes, Kamani.
Hey man, you know what? Kamani is really a silly dude, man. Cause like here he goes. This is what I call a silly guy. He gets a fast break, and you know, like I thought he was gonna lay it up. Like I mean, if he didn't just take his time and he just got his Inspector Gadget arms and just like boop, just laid it in. Like, dude, who does that? Why you ain't just tear the rim?
No, we thought you were gonna do a windmill or something. I'm like, oh man.
Now I thought he was gonna just be real silly and lay the ball off the glass. That's really what I thought you were doing. Because I didn't think windmill at all. You didn't have no explosion. Like you was really chilling. I was like, so tell me why you just didn't tear the rim down right there, come on.
Well, it just was a little in the moment dunk. You feel me? So I really ain't, we were coming back, making the lead. So I just wanted to just go ahead and put it in that light.
Well, let me say this before, because on the chat is full of Clinton people. I see, let me just read some of the people, some of their comments. We got, let me see, Kamani, Valerie Jackson. Kamani is my nephew. He makes us all so proud of him and the Clinton Arrows on their state championship win last night. And so I think I see Brandon Abston. Is that it? Brandon Abston? Is he one of y'all? What's that? Who was that? I see Brandon Taylor. That must be your son. Leonard,
yeah,
that's your son?
Yeah, that's my son.
I see him on here. I see, let me see. Somebody said parade at the 401 tomorrow. Y'all pull up. Nigel Jones.
Hey.
I see George Marshall saying 401 baby. Coach Taylor. Hey, who was, and then I see they say can't forget Jalen Davis. He hit that big free throw, and Ashton, Neal, big shots. Who was number 12, the young fella?
Hey,
I see him.
He was pulling that thing.
He hit the two biggest shots, arguably, of the weekend on Brandon at one time, and then he released that thing. Like, I'm trying to figure out, does he know who I am? Because he released it like he was me. When he shot,
I showed them guys your high school footage, man. And those guys got inspired, man. I think Tyler took a look at it.
I didn't know.
Good response, Leonard. Good response, Leonard.
Hey,
that's when to hit the geeker with a geek.
Hey, who is he though for real? And like y'all had the confidence to put him in. Talk to me a little about him, Coach Taylor.
That's
Tyler. When I asked him about next year, he mentioned him earlier.
Yeah, that's Tyler Nichols. That's who I mentioned earlier, along with Kyrie Hamilton, Tyler Nichols. We got some young pieces. Like I said, that guy's not scared to pull it, man. He has all the confidence. I mean, he can go. He's lightning quick, and our guys have confidence in him. So he got out there and did what he was supposed to do. But his name is Tyler Nichols, man. He's gonna be one of our key pieces next year.
Come on, talk to me about Tyler as a young guy who's gonna be, having to come in and replace some of your shooting. Tell me what you think, about it.
Tyler, he a real good player. As you know, he gonna pick you up full court, play defense, then you leave him or with a little hand, he's shooting over you. Like, he a good player. He gonna be great.
Tell me about your cousin Kakari. I didn't even know. All of a sudden, I see another Hamilton. I thought it was, your brother. They said it was your cousin. He looked like a dog on the court. He can get to the basket. He got little ups. I mean, talk to me about your cousin.
He really go by the name of Kari Apster.
Kari what?
Kari Apster.
Man, he trolling, he trolling.
Let me chill. But Kari, Kari Apster.
Okay. That's what I call it next time I see him.
Hey, but about Kari though, he's another good player that's gonna pick you up full court. He can shoot the ball, drive, finish, dribble. He's just a playmaker. He can do everything.
Did y'all go back and watch the game from last night, or y'all haven't watched it yet?
We haven't watched it yet. We haven't watched it yet. We just seen some of the highlights, but we hadn't watched it yet.
Talk to me, Talante. What's your thoughts? 'Cause I know you watched it, so you asked that question. So go ahead and say.
Dude, I just went back. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I went back and watched. I watched the first. I think I watched the first quarter this morning, and then you know what I'm saying. I really went and watched because I had even tweeted. I thought Olive Branch had dominated. They dominated like 3.5 quarters, and then the last 4 minutes of the game, it just like switched. So I really went back and watched the last 5 minutes of the game and try to see like what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like how everything had transpired, and y'all just, you know what I'm saying? They missed some shots. Y'all hit some big shots. I think it was number 3 hit some shots, number 12 hit some big threes, and then y'all just made a run and got all the momentum back, and it was pretty much, that was pretty much all she had wrote.
Like I said a lot, I told people all day, they knew what happened. I said, man, you can't really say all the rest fell apart, played terrible down the stretch.
No, they didn't. They did.
Just made the plays.
Yeah, they made plays.
Made plays.
Yeah, they made some play. And like I told people, I thought it was a great game. The game was like, even though they were up at like 16, but the closing ends of the game, like third, fourth quarter, you know what I'm saying? Because I think at the end of the third, y'all were down like 13. I can't remember what the score was, but it wasn't as big as it was throughout the rest of the game. So 13 down, you know what I'm saying, starting with 8 minutes to go, that's really not a huge lead to cut down. So I thought the game was great. I know the girls got off, but I thought both of the 6A games were spectacular games to finish. They
were.
To finish with fireworks. I thought both of the Mississippi State signees, they came and did what they had to do. Debrisha Poe, she came and closed the door, and Money did the same thing. So it was an interesting game, to say the least. I had tweeted out also, EV, I forgot to mention you back. I said I picked against Clinton twice, and now I'm 0-2. So if y'all make it back again next year, I might have to go with y'all next year.
I'm gonna talk. Hey, Leonard, we've talked about a lot of the guys tonight. We mentioned a lot of the guys, but the one guy we have mentioned is arguably your co-MVP. So I want you to talk to me a minute about Allen Eden. Talk to me about Allen, his impact for your team and everything.
Man, Allen is great, man. I tell people all the time, Allen does a lot of things that make it easy for other folks on the court, and I'm pretty sure Kimani can tell you that. I mean, I know he gets a lot, and he definitely deserves it. But him and Allen together, man, it's like one of the best 1-2 combos in the state right now. He's quick with the ball, can get to the basket. It's hard for people to stay in front of him. And when he gets rolling, when him and Money get together, I mean, it's amazing. Sometimes I just had to sit back. I just let them, they'll get together, and I let them come up with something. I'm like, all right, well, y'all go out there and do it, because I believe in them just that much. Those guys can really play, man, and he's definitely an awesome type of player. And like I said, whoever get him, going to be definitely proud to have him.
Like I said, he's arguably your MVP, your co-MVP on this team.
No doubt.
And,
Matter of fact, I wish he could have had a co-MVP, because those guys together, man, I mean, those guys like brothers, man, on the court. I mean, like I say, he does so much, man. It's just amazing. He picks up what Money maybe lacks in some area, and Money picks up for him in areas he may lack. So it's like I say, it's a great 1-2 punch.
EV mentioned earlier about the conversation about Kimani not being a really dominant player all the time. He plays in the flow of the team. He's done it for 2 years. I always say, well, man, it's hard to argue with it. My response is always, it's hard to argue with it when they won 2 championships with it. You know what I mean? It worked. You might would like to see a guy as talented as Kimani be out there scoring 25 and 30 points a night, but the ultimate key is you want to win ball games and you want to win championships. You all did that, so it's hard to it's hard to criticize that. But I also said, to me, that may have been one of the biggest factors in the comeback Wednesday night, in the fact that you all don't really play through Kimani. So when he fouled out, you didn't really change anything. They just kept playing ball. And the guys, now you never can say you don't miss a player like Kimani.
Right.
But the fact that you all don't necessarily play through him all the time, and the fact that, he gets his in the floor of the offense, meant y'all didn't really have to change anything when he went out. They just kept playing ball the way they play all the time. And, you got other guys that were able, Allen had a big fourth quarter. Ashley hit a bunch of shots, and they just kept playing. You all don't phase and don't change up what you do. You play the same way all the time.
Oh yeah, it's always next man up. Like, to allude to what you said earlier, Key Money, he the type of player that flows through the game. And what people don't understand is he's a stat sheet filler. Like, he doesn't have to go out there and score 30 points a night because he can go score 12. Alec can come in with 18, but then Money has 9 to 12, 13 rebounds, 6, 7 assists, and you looking at, okay, well, he was doing other things on the floor. But when it's time for a basket, if we need it, if he's cooking, we'll say, hey, look, we can ready to go to you. Or if Allen be like, hey, bro, hey, I need you to step up and go and knock these down. I'm tired for a minute, or I need you to do something. And those guys, like I say, they bounce off each other. So he doesn't have to go out there and score 30 every night. Some teams they have to have 30 from a certain guy every night, but he lacks in other areas because he's too tired. Money can go score 12 points a game and have average 9, 10 rebounds a game. And some night he'll go out there and bust you for 25 or 30 and still come away with 7, 8 rebounds. So it's like I said, his style of play, it works for us because we have other guys that can put that ball in the hole just as well. So like I say, and that's why they work so well.
We're not gonna forget the big blocks he's had throughout y'all playoff run too.
No doubt. No doubt. Like I say, he fills the stat sheet up, man. There's so many other things that this kid does, man, that, like I said, it doesn't have to be him scoring 20-some points a game. He going to balance it out with the blocks, the rebounds, the assists, and just knowing where to get the ball and who to give it to in the right time.
Now, I ain't going to let you do that, Coach Taylor. I'm going to have to disagree with you on one of them stats.
What's that?
He ain't getting no, 9 rebounds. When I saw it last night, was cool. I almost said some other word. That dude ain't rebounding like that all the time.
Hey,
that's what
this year, I'm gonna tell you, this year he took it up. He took it upon himself to try to average at least 10 rebounds a game, and I think he's averaging like 9 point some rebounds a game right now.
What you on this year? You don't rebound like that. Kamani used to be watching on them rebound. Now he gonna block some shots, but he gonna be leaking out for the dunk and all that. What you doing in that 2-3 zone against Brandon now? So you got. I saw 9 rebounds. Did you pay the stat man, or you really got 9?
We don't have to pay the stat man. Tell him what a big gangster down there. He don't play.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, but I do want to say this about Allen Hughes. I do think this is a great 1-2 punch, no question. Allen Hughes was a big part of you guys' success last year. This year he stepped up. I truly believe this because I like to. Allen Hughes at the next level. He is a consistent jump shot away from writing his own ticket. I'm just being honest, because I can only just be honest. I've been coaching for 30 years, and I coached, was around his brother AJ over at Millsaps, who's a really good scorer and good player as well. Allen Hughes has a high, his ceiling is pretty high. He's long. He kind of sometimes puts you in the mind of Russell Westbrook. He ain't as athletic as Russell Westbrook, but he's Westbrookish. And if he gets a consistent jumper, like if Allen, you listening to me, love your game, you need to put in 500 to 1,000 makes a week. And there's he's gonna be one of those kids a couple years from now, we're gonna say, ooh, it's gonna be his time is coming, at a higher level. I mean, and so he defends, he plays well, he's done that for him. So I definitely want to get him his due. And I hate I couldn't get him on the show. I should have reached out, and that's on me, Allen, because I needed to get, because this is a great 1-2 punch. As a matter of fact, we talked about one day, Talante, on this show. Somebody talked about 1-2 punches in the state. And I was just say the best 1-2 punch. Who was that? We just talked about that recently. Let's name some of them. So let's think about it. Last year we had Deshaun and Kevion, but we just had somebody. I
think we talked about the boys, Tremaine and Jabari. I think that's who we talked about.
Tremaine and Jabari. That's who it was.
I ain't gonna lie. After this weekend, man, I seen a couple good 1-2 punches. You know what I'm saying, throughout. You know what I'm saying, the playoff, not the playoff run, but like the championship run. Like you got Kamani and Allen. I thought Jay Tyler and Landon Jeffries last night at the guard spot. I thought they were super last night. They were really good. I'm trying to think of another one that was pretty good. 1-2 punch.
Well, Hogan and Thomas at home kind of make it pretty good.
Yeah, they were pretty good as well. So it was a lot of them. So really just
Ish and Terrell Dixon.
Yeah,
that's a nice combo.
Yeah, this year it was quite a few guys. So it'll really be hard to give it to just one particular group of guys. as a dynamic duo because it was a lot of good guys this year.
Well, Kamani, before we let you go, and Coach Taylor, we're going to give you guys your opportunity to give us your last geek of the night. Whatever your geek is, whatever you want to, whoever you want to shout out, your fellas, you want to call them Kamani Abston or anything, all that type of stuff. Brandon Abston, you know, like whatever. I just want to jump in on the geek. I don't know what that means, but I'm just jumping in too. So whatever geek, your teammates, your fan parents, or whatever. So.
Well, yeah, you know, shout out to Carl Abston. You know, number 15 that played for us. You know, my family, God, friends, everybody. You know, everybody that support me. You know, just shout out to them. You know, my years at high school has been great.
I just want to shout out, man, first off, you know, all honor and blessings to God, man, for these opportunities. Thank God for these kids I get to coach, man, wonderful kids. Had them since they was in junior high, and just to see these guys grow from young boys to young men now, it's a truly a blessing. I appreciate my coaching staff. Appreciate everyone that supported Clint, man, and I also want to give a shout out to another guy that was like a son to me, D'Anthony Bunch, aka Duke, LLD, long live Duke. We love him over here in Clinton. Some of y'all been know him, and like I say, look forward to doing this, man, getting a little rest and get ready to get back in the lab and try to work again. Appreciate y'all for having us too.
Oh man,
appreciate you guys for coming.
Appreciate
so you're welcome to jump off. We're gonna finish up with just want to let you know our records. You know, Talante, Shoes, Snacks is supposed to be on it, and Eddie, and he couldn't be on, but at the end of the day, Talante, you finished 12-6. Shoes, you was 9-9. Me and Snacks was 10-8. So you won the $1 million in that round. So we'll be sending you a check here soon. You know,
don't try to cash it. Don't try to cash it.
And on the girl side, me and Eddie, it came down to the last game of the night, which I was fortunate to win. I picked Meridian to win it all. And so I finished 12-6. Eddie and his big head finished 11-7. Eddie is on a safari in Africa. He's meeting, there's an elephant convention in I think he's in Nigeria. And so they have let me see, let me get the text. Okay, here it is. I got it. He says, Evie, I can't be here. There's an elephant convention in Africa. He doesn't give the where it is, but it's in a jungle in Africa. And so he is in an elephant convention tonight, and so he cannot make it. And so we want to shout out to Eddie. And, you know, they feed sometimes at night and different things like that. So let me, as we get ready, you know, shut down this the show, I want to just talk about, tell me some thoughts that you guys had over this last week at the big house. I know, Shoes, you were there every day. I wasn't there every day. Talante, I know you came in, I think, on Thursday. Let's talk about some things that you guys saw this week, and then looking forward to AAU season and even next year. You know, just talk to me about a few things that you guys saw.
Well, for me, I know Shoes were there all week, but for me, I had the smaller schools. They brought like the whole town out, like the 1A through 3A. It seemed like the whole town like shut down and just, you know what I'm saying, filled the whole inner bowl of the Coliseum.
I told y'all that last week that was gonna happen.
Yeah. And what's crazy, I know most of the smaller schools did come from the north, so I've been in most of those towns like Bakersfield and Booneville. So they are, you know what I'm saying, they aren't huge towns, but the fan support was crazy. You got grandparents that were there, aunts, uncles, so like all those communities came out. And I think that's big because that lets you know they take basketball serious. Like a lot of those schools, I think Booneville and Bakersfield do have baseball, but I know some of the smaller schools up north don't have like football and stuff. So basketball, they take it really, really serious, and you can see from the fan support that if they make it, they coming. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's huge for the kids. And I know we didn't get Carson on. I tried to send the link late, but I know Pine Grove, they were in there deep. they took it serious, and when they were interviewing the players wanted to win it for the community just as much as the community wanted them to win it. So I think that was huge.
Yeah. Well, to bounce on what you just said, I don't know if you've ever been there for Pine Grove girls have won it, like they had a run a couple years ago where they won like 3 in a row, I think.
Right.
Man, you should have seen those crowds when they were doing their run.
Right.
It was crazy. The crowds they were bringing with them when they were doing their run. So it doesn't surprise me that Pine Grove boys got a big crowd. And we were talking last week after we got out the air, and I told you guys, man, those small towns, when they come up here, they bring the whole town with them. Especially those Northeast Mississippi teams, they do it. They brought them, but my thing I took was, man, that 6A, the 6A tournament, not just the championship, not just the semifinals. The 6A tournament lived up to, I said, coming into the season, there were 7 to 11 teams in 6A that all had a chance to be really good. If they didn't win it, they had a chance to play a part in who won it. The season lived up to that. I put out a tweet last night, if y'all saw it. The season lived up to that outlook. And then these last 3 games, all 3 of them. I mean, even if I go back to the quarterfinals, there was only one decisive quarterfinal, the Brandon Northwest Rankin game, the 2-point game. All the others who went down to the wire.
Right.
The other 3 quarterfinal games, and then these three games at the Coliseum, the semis and the finals, man, the 2 comebacks, and that Olive Branch Biloxi game went down to the wire where Biloxi got this field, had a chance for the win, but wasn't able to convert it. I mean, the 6A this year, man, for me was just, it was phenomenal.
It was the juggernauts, man. They had a lot of juggernauts in there.
It don't get no better than 6A play this year. The 6A, the level of play. Well, I won't say the level of play, but the competition level in 6A this year. I mean, coming into the preseason, Raymond and Holmes County were expected to be the best teams in 4 and 5A, and turns out they were. There was some competition for them at both levels, but Raymond County ran to theirs. Holmes County had their stumbles, but at the end of the year, they pulled it together and got it done. I knew Booneville would be pretty good, but 3A was kind of stacked for a while there, with St. Andrews and North Panola and a few others. I knew 3A would be pretty good this year. I'm not as well versed always on the small schools, on the 1s and 2s as who's got what coming back. But
I'm not gonna lie to you. 1A was pretty. It was some good teams. 1A this year too. You got good. Flyers, Coffeeville was good. So they had to go through some.
I knew Bay Spring would be good. Bay Spring would be good.
Yeah. So Bakersfield for the boys to win, they had to go through some tough.
That was big. That was a big win for them.
Yeah.
I didn't. They lost Cam last year. They had another kid in the little side. They lost some guys last year, so you didn't really see this. I didn't see this run for them this year being as good again as they were last year. Because, they kind of lost a couple guys seniors off their team, especially with Cam leaving and everything. So that was a great repeat by them. But my money, man, the competition level in 6A and the playoff runs of 6A, I'll say this. Man, I think we could replay the 6A playoffs starting at the quarterfinals 5 times, and we might come up with 5 different champs.
You know what? I was just getting ready to jump into that. Shoes. I think that is a very accurate statement. I think that if let's just break it down to the semifinal, it could have easily been Biloxi Brandon final. It could have easily been that, and just by it could have easily been Olive Branch. They were 1 or 2 makes or less turnovers away, less fouls. Landon Jeffries doesn't foul out. Does Olive Branch hold on to win? Now
I gotta say this, and I don't want to say it, but I went back because my boy Slow Shea put it on there. Now the offensive foul, that was just a bad call. No. If y'all go back and watch it, I showed you the offensive foul was terrible.
Well, and I think here's the thing. Let's face it. I don't think in the history of comebacks and momentum shifts, that's a part of it. You're gonna get some bad calls.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it just it kind of like, to be honest, and referees, and both of you guys are referees, you're human. And so at the end of the day, sometimes you get caught up in the hype of the moment because it feels good to say.
The fans was on them for real though. The fans, they
yes,
were on
it feels good when that ref gives. Look who's back from the jungle, my friend. My friend, you're back from the jungle. How, can you hear us over there? Can you hear us? We just said you were in a safari. Can you hear us, my friend? But, you know, welcome. You got done with your feeding early?
I ain't studying you, man.
He been taking advantage of your not being here to get to take shots at you.
Oh, I know he has. I know he has. I already know he has. That's why I had to jump on here. He know I'm a second half player. I done told him it.
No, we're in the overtime, dog. We are in talking about, and you can jump in here. You were at the Coliseum, what we just said, and you can talk about this from what you saw. Talk to us a little bit about this week, because they just, Talante and Shoes just gave their thought process about this week at the Big House of the Coliseum. Talk to us about things from fans or whatever you saw, some things that kind of stood out this week to you.
I think the one thing, I was talking to somebody in the hospitality room about how many low-scoring games we had.
Of course, you was there in the hospitality room. I mean, like, did you notice how that's the first place you mentioned? The hospital. So the hospitality room was the first thing. So that was your high for the week, the hospitality room. Okay, go ahead.
I had to look, Shoes. I had to eat the crumbs and stuff because they say he had been in there before me. So I was trying to find crumbs or whatever, man, that he didn't leave us nothing in there. But I just think what was the most glaring thing is so many teams play zone. As many times I've been going to the Coliseum in the past several years, a lot of coaches went to zone, and I don't know if that was just because of, like we talked about, the three lines and trusting the percentages of teams shooting the basketball, thinking that the percentages were going to be down. I don't know if it's a bit of just trying to keep the game close and try to steal it in the end. I don't know the philosophy, but I know that there was one team that shot, I ain't gonna call no name, but one team shot 8% from the field, and that's got to be a record. I mean, you think about 8%. It was a girls' team. I ain't gonna call no name, but they shot 8%. And the team that won the game and shot 22%. I don't know how many people have won a game shooting 22%. So just a low scoring, even with the Neshoba Central, who's averaging about 80-some plus points a game. I don't know if they hit 60 points in their two games there. I can't remember the numbers, but anyway, just the low scoring and teams playing so much zone and man help and 2-1-2 and that type of thing. I know some of the boys' games, they played a little bit more man than girls. As the games got close towards the end, you know, a lot of man defenses were being played, but I saw a lot of coaches struggle with trying to be able to score and create shots for their players against those stingy zones. I thought Coach Faulkner did a tremendous job versus Harrison Central. I don't know if y'all covered that or not. She went to a 1-1-3. And let me just say this too. I know she kind of got over the hurdle this year. She's had some really good teams going back to the Tilly Boulder days. Some of those other kids that she had that were really good, and some teams that they thought, you know, might won the state title. State title is tough. This was probably one of the years that I would have said she didn't have as good a chance of winning as some of the teams that she's had in the past. But sometimes the ball just got to bounce your way. And so she got some breaks and had a phenomenal game plan versus Harrison Central. She was able to slow them up really without even having a post player. I don't even think you consider Deprecia Pope, even though I know in Mississippi State they're going to use her at the 2 and 3. She's a bigger guard, but 5 guards against that front line. She did a remarkable job, man. Hats off to her. Brandon Shields said something I thought was really unique when I was talking to Brandon. He said, Eddie, if it wasn't for Neshoba Central being undefeated, 33-0, he would say Coach Faulkner would be the coach of the year, in his opinion. and I can't say I would disagree. Her teams are so prepared. And so I'm shout outs to her. The Booneville team, very well coached team too. Tasha, I think I'm gonna say her name right. Tashiana Bean kid was tough, man. That's one of the first times I've seen her play. She's a really, really solid guard. And they're a very well coached team that is young. Talante and I talked about that group. That particular state championship is going to be a rival for the next several years because Coach Mike Johnson and Knoxville County is returning their whole entire team for the most part. And then, their best player, Tootie Lockett, is just a sophomore. And then the Booneville team is returning everybody for the next. So it's going to be a knockout, drag out, almost like a Pistons Celtics rival in 3A basketball, which them being the favorite for the next couple of years. So, but no, I could go on and on and on. I think overall it was a good tournament. I'm hard on officials, but overall I think the officials were pretty good. There was a crew from the coast. I think Shoes was telling me that crew in the Clinton Brandon game. I thought the way those boys were pushing that ball up and down the floor in the board game, those guys were always in position. They made a lot of really good calls. Some of the charge calls I know the Shoes don't like. They let some of them go. I hate that call too. I wish they figure out a way to get rid of that charge call. But I think officiating for me was some of the other than the Knoxville County game. I thought was some of the best officiating I had seen. The officials for the Knoxville County game were horrible. Knoxville County and with two of the I saw what they just did a bad. They had a tough night. Sometimes Shoes and Talante, just like players, man, you can have a tough night, man. You know what I mean? As an official, I can imagine. So they just struggled.
I'm gonna say the worst game I probably see, probably than the Neshoba Columbus game. That was pretty bad officiating.
Okay.
Okay. But I think the best one that I seen, it was probably, and everybody was mad because it was like, oh man, they got 3 lady referees, so I know it's gonna be bad. That was probably one of the best games I seen officiated. That Meridian versus Harrison Central.
They did a good job.
I thought they did a great job.
All 3 of those ladies are veterans. They've been around. They called a lot of high level.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job.
So that was if anybody thought they were gonna be a bad game because it was all ladies, they were really out of whack. Those 3 really, really very, very good.
Yeah, I thought they did great.
Shoes Talante, with all due respect, man. Can y'all get this dude to stop? It's embarrassing, man. He's picking in his teeth, trying to get that Sunday chicken out of his tooth, man. Now he done lost. Hey, EV. Hey, listen, man. There's people watching us. There's at least a few hundred people watching us. Can you please quit picking in your teeth, man? Jesus Christ. Go ahead, guys. I'm sorry.
You're so
Eddie, you should have seen him earlier with that drink. He be calling you the elephant. That's what he looked like with that big drink up in his mouth. He looked like he had an elephant.
Man, big Slurpee. I bet he had a big Slurpee drink, a big old Slurpee drink too.
He had a 2-liter. Looked like a 2-liter.
2-liter Tahitian treat. You know about the.
Oh man! Listen, the best 2 drinks that's ever been made is the Tahitian treat, Tahitian punch, and jungle juice. The old
that's what you said.
Boy, let me tell you what now. Jungle juice. Hey, Talante, you too young to know anything about it. Jungle juice. See, Talante,
I don't know about no jungle juice, but matter of fact, I think I did have some. It was like in the milk part thing, wasn't it?
But see, Talante, when you got it, when you got it when Coleman Dairy took over, and it don't taste the same. You got to get it back in the 80s when it was in the 80s.
I wouldn't have it.
Man, let me tell you one thing. The only place you can get it right now, a jungle juice like the old school ones, is up around Little Rock, Arkansas, just like the ones in the carton. A few of the gas stations carry it, man. And but yeah, jungle juice is one of the greatest drinks, and Tahitian punch is good too. Ain't no doubt.
I'm about to go try me one of them Tahitian punches. I ain't tried them yet.
You got to get them from the dollar store. Is it Dollar Tree that sell them?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember which one.
Let's talk about. I want to talk about some of the top players, and I'll just start us off on some girls and guys that I saw this week. I'll start with Harrison Central, and I want to say, this was my first time seeing Harrison Central. They finished the year, I think, 29-3. And I'll say this publicly to you, Eddie. You were, I hadn't seen him, and I always have to give you, I give you a lot of grief. But there's no question Harrison Central was a high level top 25 type team, and they could go anywhere in the country and definitely would not embarrass us in the state. They had several good, very good players. Too many to name really, but Haley Breland, one of the top point guards, no question, in the state. Going to Jackson State, she's really, really good. It's just no doubt about it. Layla Walker, 6'3", she's going to Jackson State as well, playing, and they just had a plethora of young ladies, a really good team. They're going to be back, I'm sure, for years to come. They are really they represented the Gulf Coast and the state really well. Obviously we had Brescia and Charity on today. I thought also who played well for Meridian was Syria Walker. She played really well. And I tell you, the unsung hero for Meridian was a girl named number 10, Jamisha Jones. I mean, if she didn't get it seemed like she got every, matter of fact, she led them in rebounding in the state championship game. She had 10 rebounds and 4 of them was in the offensive end. She kept the ball, she kept alive. She was really, really, really she's really, really good as far as just playing her role. And she was somebody on the girls' side. Obviously, with the Neshoba Central, I was really impressed with Carly Keats. She has gotten so much better. Even though she was very, very good, I always liked her. She's going to Jones to team back up with her old teammate, Melanie Timms. And man, I'm telling you, that's an amazing 1-2 punch. What impressed me about Carly Keats so much was her ability to throw the baseball pass and the long pass. And I saw how Neshoba scored 80 points as Shoes takes a nap. And so we also, Hamaya Felder. That was my first time kind of seeing her. I was just impressed. Shaylin Hunter. I was impressed with all of them, Neshoba Central, just all of them, how they played. Shout out to, the coach there. 33-0, that's real tough to do. There was a young lady on Lake High School. I don't have her name. She wore number 3. She hit some big threes. Number 5 from Lake High School. She played well, that I saw, on the girls' side. Who were some girls that kind of stood out to you, Eddie, this weekend?
Well, I'd have come over there and slap you in your big head. You forgot about the 6'4" kid from Harrison Central, who I believe.
I didn't forget about it, Eddie. I let her, like, there's certain things I can't say, so I didn't forget about it all. I led you into that. I gave you a layup, but you just didn't understand. So, you just want to. I talked about you to her all along, so obviously I ain't forgot. But go ahead.
I think Anasia Carrier in the 2024 class as a 6'4" kid who can handle the basketball, can shoot it extremely well. She's got a tremendous future. If she can keep her head on straight and continue to work, she could be, actually, to be honest with you, she's probably the best prospect in that 2024 class. You could argue that she's a top 3 best prospect regardless of class, to be honest with you. Like, you could make that argument with her. So she stood out tremendously. At one point in time, Meridian almost allowed her to take whatever shot she wanted. In the semifinal game for Harrison Central, Larissa Hubbard, I love Larissa Hubbard. She got that old school type game, trash player, go get you 8 to 10 rebounds, 10 points a game in limited minutes. That's what I like about kids like that, Shoes. I call them efficient kids who they ain't got to play 30 minutes. They can play 10 minutes. And while they in the game, though, they efficient, and she's very, very efficient. Charity hit some big shots from Meridian to get them off and going early. She's on her way to Mississippi Valley State. The one thing that you've probably done well is get her.
I hope BB don't mess her up.
Yeah, I hope you don't either.
Yeah, we hope BB don't mess up.
So Charity mate, she's a big shot maker. You know, she played with me summer AAU ball, and that's what she does. She made some big free throws. I think she had 3 threes, and so she played well. Tashiana Buckley played extremely well in the Clinton game. The kid from Bakersfield. Now everybody know about Goldie, but the 6'2" kid had a tremendous game. I think she had 22 points and 16 rebounds. She did a tremendous. I lose her name. I'm trying to think of her name, but anyway, she had a humongous game for Bakersfield. And then the last kid, of course, there was a lot of kids. We don't want to leave anybody out. Angel Cookie Wilkinson lit the Coliseum up in the fourth quarter for Brookhaven High School. She ended up with 29 points in a losing effort, but she almost single-handedly came back from about close to 20 points down and almost brought them back in the Columbus game. So, but no, it was some real good basketball, man. Joe Cook from WAPT said something to me. He said, "Hey, Eddie, I've been in South Carolina," and he started to name some of the quality basketball players, girls players up there. He said, "But man, from top to bottom, Eddie, as I've covered girls basketball, you know what Joe Cook said? He said, I only been in Mississippi 4 years, but Mississippi has some of the best athletes and best girls basketball players that he had ever seen. And so we do have a lot of hidden gems, contrary to what a lot of the people believe. And so I think Mississippi girls basketball is on the rise. I really do."
Eddie, you say on the rise, but I can just go back and, for him to say that, it only speaks volumes about the history of Mississippi girls ball. You just look back at the girls that have come through here, the Mayola Boltons, the Chana Perry's, Eugenia Connors, the ladies that have come through in the past. I mean, Mississippi girls basketball has always stood out and had some high-level girls. We've always had some really, really a deeper pool of high-level girls than boys, if you ask me. I mean, we always have. It's been, back in the day, you had those quality Ole Miss teams. Alcorn and Jackson have had good teams. There have been moments Mississippi State and Southern Miss had good teams. And you've always had high-level girls that go out of state and go. I mean, Deidre Hosey and I can't think of a couple of young ladies that went over to LSU and played. And we've had a plethora of high-level girls basketball players come out of Mississippi for a generation. We've had it for a generation.
Yep. The list goes on and on. April Sykes was the number 1 player. Went to Rutgers. Jennifer Gillum. I mean, it's been a lot. It has been. It's been a lot of really girls basketball player. But there's a stereotype, and he only brought it up because there is a stereotype. Just this stigma behind Mississippi now always being last. Just the thing that they have around us. But like I said, when you pull those layers, you start to realize that we got a lot of talent, man, and so when they got to respect what these girls have done and the boys too. So, but yeah.
Well, I tell you this, a couple other young ladies, and I want Talante and Shoes to mention some guys that also I thought stood out. Kyla Reagans from Harrison Central, along with Dakira Walls, had some good moments from Germantown. Meridian Jenkins, I think she's, obviously everybody knows who Madison Booker is, and Alana Rouser, who obviously had another double-double. But Meridian Jenkins was really, really good for Germantown this year. And so I wanted to at least shout her out with Clinton. Kanijah Flowers, as I said on the show on Twitter Space, I think, she's going to Itawamba Community College. I think she would be on my all most improved team from Clinton. She really, just took her shooting up to a whole nother level. Ariana Durrell had a great year. A new young lady I hadn't seen. Everybody knew about Darrell Flowers and Caitlin Walker, but a new young lady I didn't hear about, and obviously the Dandy doesn't. Taylor Felton, but this new young lady, number 32, Ayana Naylor, she had 15 points in that Clinton Meridian semifinal game. You know, Clinton lost at 55-50, but she was a big time force, you know, in that game this year. So, you know, shout out to, you know, a lot of players this year, like Eddie mentioned, Tatiana Bean, the ball and transfer from Booneville, the Con Johnson twins, sisters that we had on, Kaylee and Kylie, the Moody twins from Bakersfield, along with Asia. I think her name is, let me get it here, because Cordarius told me about it. I don't know where Cord went, because he was the one that was supposed to be talking about them. Asia Stafford from Bakersfield.
That's her. That's the kid. Yeah, she had. That's who I was looking for. Ev. That's the kid. She had a tremendous tournament, man. Tremendous. She's 6'2", man. Great post move. She played really well. Asia Stafford. Yeah.
Yeah, 2023 kid. And so, but it's just a lot of kids, and you know, on the girls that played, and you know, and there was a lot of unsung kids that we, you know, a few of them that we mentioned. And I just encourage all of you young ladies and all of the people that watch these games and watch this show, and you know, we're just giving our opinions. It doesn't, you know, you know, it's interesting to me. A lot of people watch the show and talk about, you know, some of the things that we say, but we're for all the kids. You know, we don't have, as they say, anybody in the fight that we're picking, you know, like or pulling for. You know, we make some of the decisions or some of the picks that we have just on instinct or just our own opinion, and you know, and so, but it's nothing, no ill will intended. And so I just want to kind of continue to reiterate that, because you know, we're for all the kids. I have 5 children myself, and so I want to see, you know, all children, you know, make it. On the boys' side, Shoes and Talante, who are some guys, you know, as we get ready to wrap up, that you saw this week that you were really impressed with?
Well, you know, everybody's familiar with all the named players that came into the tournament, but there were 2 or 3 guys that I think really kind of stepped up and showed some people that they weren't named, you know, named guys. But I'm gonna start with Jeffrey's kid at Olive Branch. I think the game he had last night was outstanding. I watched him. That's about the 4th, 5th time I've seen Olive Branch this year, at least the 4th. And you know, I seen how good he was at the point, and I hadn't seen him do that till last night to go off like that, you know. So he really, really put on a show for us last night. And his fouling out was probably one of the key reasons that Clinton ended up completing the comeback. Another kid I want to talk about that I know he caught people's eyes in the one game he played. Delonte texted me, "Who is this kid?" During the game, Isaac Bryce, the big kid at Picayune. The big kid that was in there dunking and rebounding and running the floor and everything. I had seen him early in the year. I knew about him since last year. I didn't see him play last year, but I knew about him since last year at Picayune. He actually, first time I actually met him and talked to him was at the state track meet. He medaled in the high jump in 5A last year. I think he got the silver. I think it was the silver in the high jump last year at the state track meet. So, and I got a chance to meet him and size him up then and talk to him. But I saw him play early this year, and you know, he really had an impressive game in that semifinal game against who did they play? Against Duo.
Hey, I heard he only been playing for like 2-3 years though.
Yeah, I don't think he's been playing that long. You know, another kid that kind of caught my eye, and I saw him for the first time last week in the quarters. And I can't call his name, number 11, that guard for Southeast Lauderdale, the long arm guard, scheme guard for Southeast Lauderdale, number 11. He was their leading scorer. I think his last name is Robinson.
Is that the one? That's not the one with the unorthodox free throw shot. Is it, Shoes?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know. I saw him shooting up free throws, but he really caught my eye these last 2 weeks. He does pretty good. Good ball handler. Crafty, scores the ball. We led him in scoring yesterday in the championship game.
Was it the light skinned kid?
Huh?
Was he light skinned?
No, he's dark skinned. Kind of dark skinned, long arm.
I can't think of his name. Yeah, with the funny free throw. I think it's DeMonte or something like that. I can't remember.
I think that DeMonte might have the funny free throw.
Yeah.
But I think his name was DeMonte Robinson or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. He caught my eye and really, caught my eye and really impressed me. The kid at Byers, he's athletic as heck. The kid that plays the center, I can't remember his name right now, Jones or the one that caught the alley-oop off the backboard in the early round, in the first round game in the semis. He's athletic. He's really athletic. I can see him.
Look at our host over there asleep. Man, wake up.
Oh no, he ain't sleep. I know he ain't sleep.
Man, wake up.
I batted my eyes. He accused me of being asleep.
Man, wake your lazy butt up, man. We trying to have a show here and you over there snoring.
Man, I'm not snoring at all. I was looking at something.
He's too full of juice.
I actually was looking on Twitter.
Yeah. But that kid, he was very athletic and were really intriguing to me also. Those four were like some of the under the radar guys that really kind of jumped out to me. I mean, we all know. I want to give a shout out to your guy Caleb Parr and LJ. Caleb was really great in the championship game with 33. LJ was better in the semis in the championship, but both of them showed that they can really get it done. And DC's two boys played well. The big kid and Carter, they both played well in the semis. Over in Florence, two kids in Florence played well also. I want to mention them.
Who do you have, Delonte?
Well, of course, I thought Caleb had a really good performance with 33, 11 rebounds and 4 steals to close it out. They didn't get the win. Holmes County just had some super duper athletes. And then Xavier Thomas from Holmes County, I think he was really good. Yeah, he was really good. I think that was probably like the best game I've ever seen Holmes County play. Like they did everything right, from the defensive end to the offensive end. They were like, I don't want to say perfect because that's a big word to use, but they were pretty good Friday night. And then of course Thursday night, I thought Raymond was really good. The guard play, Chris Hoopway, he was really good for them. He had 13 points. I know a lot of people will get detached because you got Tremaine Dixon and Jabbar. Jabbar had 19, Tremaine had 17, but he was the other one that, really stuck it to him and really got that lead to rolling. So he was a good one. And then last night with the Olive Branch team, got a lot of people didn't know. Darren Davis, he was really good for
he was
night too. He had 19 points. He was really good. I know a lot of people probably didn't know who he was or probably haven't seen him that much. And then of course you had Jay Tyler. Jay Tyler was really good last night as well. On a one-on-one, I think it's tough for anybody to stand in front of him if you got the length or you're supposed to be a super defender. He's going by you and laying it up. And then another big performance, Carson Rowland. I think he had 23 points. It was a low-scoring game, but it was a big 23 points to win a championship for the city that haven't won in like 45 years or something like that. He put on a spectacular show. He got buckets from the three. He posted guys up. He did whatever he needed to do to win. And those were the biggest performances that I've seen on the boys' side.
Hey, Talkin.
I forgot about one. I thought Kedrick Simmons with Booneville, he was really good Saturday too. I don't want to forget about him. I thought he was really good. If he would have scored one more basket, he would have won MVP for that game because he had like 13 points, 10 rebounds, like 2 blocks and 2 steals. So I don't want to forget about him. He was really good as well.
Hey, I want to ask you and Shu something before we, if it's okay with Pastor Vaughn. The Ishmael Rashid kid from Brandon. I know, Talante, you probably watched the live stream. I know you wasn't there. Brandon actually lost. Brandon was up in that game. If I remember, Shoes by 15 points. I think Clinton went on a run. Another one of those times where sometimes, like I said, we counted Clinton out a couple of times, really. But, sometimes it just be your year.
I remember about 2 weeks ago, I said they looked like a team of destiny. Remember I said that about 2 weeks ago? That they were looking like a team of destiny.
They are, man. Sometimes it just bounce your way. And Ish had played really well. I got a chance to see him in the Northwest ranking game, and I texted his dad. Him and his dad, his dad and I've been friends for a long time. And man, I was just so impressed with how he makes other players around him really good. You know, a lot of really good players can go get their own buckets, but they don't make players around them better. And Ishmael has a real good feel for the game. He's got that old school game. He ain't, he ain't got that da 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 da, as we say. He ain't flashy. Just get the job done. And there was another kid from Brandon that was really good too. But how good do you think he can be, Talante? I mean, what do you think he's still in terms of?
What's crazy? I didn't even get to watch that Clinton Brandon game. That's probably the only big game I missed. I really truly I only seen Ishmael play one time, and that was this year at the beginning of the season against Murr. And I think he was still kind of hurt then, so he really didn't play that much. So honestly, I can't really say because I haven't seen him play too much. So it'll be unfair for me to even say, how good he could be because I haven't seen enough. I only seen him.
I'll jump in and say I actually taught Ishmael.
Hey, he asked me. He didn't ask you.
Okay, well go ahead, Shoes. I'll jump in after you, Shoes.
Yeah. Get in your place behind me when it comes to the boys.
I apologize.
But I think Ishmael has a chance to be really good. I think he can play. He got a ceiling to play mid-major maybe. I really like Ishmael. I think he can. He's one of those guys who does a lot of things throughout the game. He can defend. He can defend bigger guys. He helps handle the ball. His jumper is not great. He needs to keep shooting and working on it, but he will make the open shot. I think his dad wants him to be a guard, but I think he's going to be a forward at the next level that helps handle the ball, gets out on the break, does a lot of things. I really think he could be a really quality small forward for a low major team. And if he can, he's not being recruited really heavily now by the JUCOs. But I think after if he does go JUCO, a couple of years of JUCO, he could be one of those guys that could get a mid-major level scholarship. I mean, he knows how to play. He brings a lot of things to the table. I really like him. He's definitely one of those guys that the environment right now with the recruiting, with the transfer portal and everything, kind of limiting the opportunities for high school kids at times. I definitely think he's one of the kids that's getting kind of caught up in that. But I do like him, and I think he's got a chance to be a really good player at the next level, and maybe can play. He's got a wide level as far as where he can fall.
I agree with you. Thank you. I agree with you. I think he's no question a Division I kid at the low to mid-major level. I know that he is a kid in high school who has played the point guard, but I think his position at the next level is a big wing who can guard. In some places he's gonna, depending on where he goes, and they play small ball, they'll play four guards, and he'll be one of those bigger guys that at 6'4" because he has a pretty good body. I think he's improved his shot over the years. I think that if I was him, I would just really be in the gym and make 1,000 jumpers a week on the low end. I know a young man, I see this personally. Caleb Hunter, Lindsey Hunter's son, makes 2,000 a day. He makes 2,000 jumpers a day. I see him. I've seen it with my own eyes. And so I'm not even talking about shooting at that level. If he goes in and makes 1,000 jumpers a week, quality, game speed, working on his form, his game's gonna go to another level because he can't guard the 2, 3, and 4. I don't really think I don't know if he guards that quick, fast 1 at the next level, but I definitely think he can guard the 2 and 3 and even some 4s at the next level, because even in the game against Clinton, when he didn't shoot the ball well or shoot free throws well, his presence on the court, he had 15 points, 13 rebounds. That's big time for a big guard, because that's what he is, a big guard. Kid that really, we all know about Terrell Dixon, who's wiry, strong, and he can guard, to me, 4 positions. And I think that's his ceiling. I mean, I think that's what he does well. That utility player, if he gets in the gym and really works on his stroke. Again, he's another one. He needs to get in the gym, live in the gym, work on his form, shooting the basketball. But I tell you, Brandon had a kid that really surprised me. I didn't know who he was, but he was athletic. He could shoot it, and he's a kid that people need to be on if they ain't already on, and that's number 10, Marcel Bridges. I really like that kid. He had 23 and 13 against Clinton, and he's about 6'4", look like 6'4", 6'5". He was really, really impressive. He's a kid. Yeah, he could shoot the three. I think he was, matter of fact, well, he was 1 for 2, but he was 9 for 14 from the field against Clinton. He's really, really good. I think he has a really high ceiling. He'll be somebody I'll be interested to see. Another guy that really impressed me that I'd heard about was Kamani's, cousin, Zari Hamilton. I was wondering what kind of player he was because I read his name several times and I saw what he was. He's a 6'2" dog defender who just can get to the basket, plays extremely hard, athletic. I think he's another one as he just really concentrates on knocking shots down and, being able to define, like he does a pretty good job of going right. He can get downhill and go right to the basket and finish. Love to see him be able to get downhill the same way, rip through with his left hand and really finish, at the rim. The kid Ashton Michael, he's another one that, I saw over the last couple of years. I think his dad is Willie Neal. Is that right, Shu?
Yeah, that's right.
And so he's a good player for Clinton. I think that probably I can see him. He's another one after JUCO. Maybe he could be a kid that, as he continues to develop, could maybe sneak in a low D1. Definitely D2 NAI all day right today, but he probably could sneak in because he's got he's not a point guard in my opinion. And so I like to see, him define, and he shoots it pretty decent, but I don't know if he shoots it, he's just a player right now. And it's kind of like Jabari Robinson. Jabari Robinson is just a player. I can't define Jabari Robinson as a point guard. I just see him as a really, really, he's a scorer. But at the next level, I'm trying to figure out, when I say Division I, I don't know. The question is, can he score like he does in high school? And it's just a question. Not saying that he can't. I don't know the answer to it right now. Because yes, I know we've gone to positionless basketball, but in reality, there's some people when you still go out on the court, they put you at the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and 5 when they put you in secondary break and different things. So where are you going to do? And then if you put him at the 2, now does he shoot it well enough? You put him at the 3, well, is he big enough? So you just got to figure he's going to I think JUCO is going to have, that's where you're going to figure it out for him at that next level. And I think that doesn't mean he can't. I think he is another guy that is a potential D1 kid. He's on the fringes. And like I said about Tremaine Dixon the other night, Tremaine Dixon is just every coach's dream. You want a Tremaine Dixon. I think if he went D1, he's a backup. But I think he's a really, really good backup. And I think he's a kid that somebody, he's going to push your starter, every day. I think if he goes, at another level, he may be a potential starter. He's just one of those kids. You don't want to come count out a Tremaine Dixon. I'm finding out at the collegiate level, you want high character kids like the Tremaine Dixons of the world. So if somebody told me, man, he walked on at Ole Miss, I'm not mad at that because I want a Tremaine Dixon type kid on my team because he's gonna make my practices better. He's gonna do what I tell him to do as a coach. So, man, cool. I don't guys like that. I don't even count out anymore. And those are guys that are hard to put a ceiling on them because of how coachable and how high character they are. And that means a lot today, in today's game, because we don't have, to be honest with you, we just don't have as many kids, like that. But I tell you, the most probably impressive kid who had the most impressive game, one of the most, was the kid Landon Jeffries. Like, he really, really impressed me. Olive Branch's team, and I know some crazy narrative is out there. So I want to put this to rest. Somebody told me that, Evie, I heard you don't like Olive Branch, girls or boys. And I think that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. When you get in this position, and Shoes has been here longer than others, as he goes into dreamland. At the end of the day, people say a lot of crazy, a lot of stuff. EV this, Shoes this, Delonte that. But at the end of the day, I want to make this clear. I have the utmost respect for Olive Branch, Jason Thompson on the women's side. I call him the GOAT. He's won 12 championships. He has his teams ready to play every time. They just went on a tremendous run. The coach at Olive Branch on the boys, I'm missing his name right now.
Rumbo.
I couldn't pronounce it, so I didn't want to mess it up. He's done a phenomenal job. He's had guys, had people in the big house. But I was really impressed, and I can see why Delonte picked Olive Branch, because they are really talented. Landon Jeffries, Darren Davies, Jay Tyler, I think one of the top 5 kids in his class, easy. Can shoot it, can handle it, can defend. And the boy Terry Joyner, I mean, if he didn't have some big time, high level shot blocks, I can see why, as a freshman, Mississippi State took a flyer on him just off of his potential. Now, I know he hadn't reached it yet, and I think JUCO is going to be a great place for him to kind of reestablish and reaffirm himself. But that was a very good team. Darren Davies, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Man, he is one of the best shooters in the state, bar none. I mean, he was open. He released that thing. And so I was really impressed with watching them, and this is the first time I seen them play, this year. So those are some of the guys that I saw over the few days that I was there. I saw a freshman from, I think, was it Booneville? Where was the freshman, Talante? You just asked about?
That's the Kedrick Simmons kid that Talante mentioned earlier.
Yeah, Kedrick Simmons, no question, top 10 freshman in the state. Really enjoyed watching him. So it was a great week. And I would be remiss if, and I will use this time as we get ready to transition to our last geek of the night. But I want to give a shout out to Cam Brennan, Jackson Prep. They went, and not only did they upset MRA last week in the regular season, they beat them in the state championship. Then they come back and beat Jackson Academy in the overall. The girls and the boys, they won the overall state champion. Shout out to Cam Brent. We're gonna have Cam on hopefully here soon, maybe next week. Because we want to give them their due, and they really deserve it. Jackson Prep won that championship, and so we weren't able, obviously, to go over there and see it. But shout out to them. Shout out to Josh Hubbard, who had a phenomenal year. Arguably the best player in the state, even though they didn't win. I think they were 33-3 or 33-7. I don't know what but they just some crazy number, 37-3. I don't know. They didn't lose much. I don't know what they were, but they played enormous amount.
And then no lie, like all the teams that really made it to the finals, they really had like some hard schedules. Like everybody who made it, they really went out and played people. They didn't have no cupcake schedules. I went back and looked at everybody. They really played pretty much the best competition they could play.
Absolutely. And so shout out to all the teams there. Give us your last geeks, Talante and Shoes, and we'll shut this thing down for tonight. Because I know me and Shoes got to go take a nap. We trying to figure out who's going to sleep first.
I ain't close to sleep.
Shoes has closed his eyes more than me.
I don't close my, when I got my eyes closed on me, I'm sleep.
Right. You resting your eyes. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, man, I thought it really went by quick. I thought it was a fantastic, high school season. I really enjoyed it watching the finals, watching everybody go through the highs and the lows throughout the season, even the little snap we had with COVID where they canceled some games, but everybody got through it. I thought, the teams that made it to the final, they really deserved it. The teams that won, they deserved it as well. And for the seniors that, this might be your last game playing, I hope you guys left it all out there. And for the ones who coming back, man, just take the summer, take a couple of days off, maybe a week or two, and then get back to the gym and get better. For the ones who made it to the finals, don't dwell on it too long because you still got a year or 2 years, maybe 3 years left. So you still got a lot left to play for high school basketball. And then for the ones who get ready for AAU, just get in the weight room, get in the gym, fine-tune those skills. And the most important part, I think we really forget, go out there and have fun and enjoy it. I think we've gotten away from, just enjoying playing basketball. I know everybody wants to get a scholarship offer and all that, but if you're doing what you need to do, all that stuff is going to come. I think we put too much stress on kids getting offers. I know social media has a big role to play on that with people posting offers, but just enjoy the game and everything else is going to fall into place. And guys, just enjoy it. And I enjoyed the season. I know we didn't do as many shows as we did last year, but the ones we did do, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And that's it for me. Catch us next time, next year, next couple of months. We'll do a couple of more shows and just holler at us. Stay connected. If you got anything going on, recruitment, visits, you just tag us on Twitter. Keep us posted with what you have going on. And thank you.
Shoes.
Well, first shout out to all the teams, coaches, players, the champs, runners up, teams that didn't have as much, that all made the playoffs. Everybody keep your head up. A lot of you did the best you could. You fought hard. You gave it your all. You left it all on the court. That's all you can ever do. Like for the champs, be proud. For the runners up, hey, you still got a lot to hold your head up about. But tonight is about, for me, I'm gonna give a shout out to Coach Landon Bussey and those Alcorn State University Braves, your 2001-2002 SWAC regular season champ. Coach Bussey's in his second year, and he's brought us a long way. This was an unexpected championship, but hey, now we greeted. We want to go to the big thing. Coach Bussey, great job. We supporting you and pulling you in the SWAC tournament. I know that's why Snacks didn't want to show up tonight. He knew I was going to be on here, but you told him I was going to be on with my Alcorn stuff, didn't you? You told Snacks that he didn't want to show up, did he? He couldn't stay at the stage with all tonight, showing out tonight. That's all right. It's my night.
Well, again, thank you all for this high school. We're going to be jumping in. We're not going to leave. We're going to be talking about AAU. We're going to be, obviously, there's things coming up. Talking hoops in the Talking Hoops in the SIP showcase. To Line 10
He really got to go to sleep.
Be doing that on March 25th, 26th. Get with them to get with you about being involved in that. AAU season is right here. I know Mississippi, Alabama game. There's still some more high school games that we're going to be on and talking about. We want to still get some more, some players that we may have missed during the season. We still want to get you on and talk about, even what you're doing later. So we appreciate all the people that stay on and come and watch us, and we really appreciate that. And make sure you share and subscribe to this podcast. So for Eddie Young and his absence,
Eddie gone.
Yeah, Eddie gone. He had to go back to eat.
Man, I hate he gone. I meant to tell y'all, man, we're going to have a room next year though at the state tournament. Y'all two can't sit side by side at the table, man. Ain't no room for nobody else. Y'all can't sit that close side by side to each other, man. Y'all take up too much room, man.
So for Eddie Young, for Cordarius Jones, for Snacks in his absence, Delonte Weber, Hughes